Now, Russia has stepped up its offensive. Moscow has launched a fresh wave of drone and missile strikes across Ukraine. The latest strikes have come as the war is now entering into its fourth winter, with both sides digging along the front lines. Now, Russia launched a fresh barrage of drone and missile strikes in Kiev and several other regions, killing 4 people and also injuring 20 others. The overnight attacks sent the residents rushing to their shelters. The Russian forces said that its forces shot down a Ukrainian Su-27 fighter jet and captured 10 additional settlements along the front lines. Now, Ukraine in turn reported 82 battles raging across different sectors this week. And this is the moment that shows the emergency workers and the civilians are racing to rescue children from a burning kindergarten in Kharkiv. The police body cam footage shows the aftermath of a Russian drone strike that took place earlier this week, setting the building on fire and killing 1 person. And in Kiev, the Russian missiles hit a food warehouse. Now, these are some of the images that show the firefighters battling to try and control the flames. And the local officials say that at least about 3 people were killed in the attack. Now, Ukraine's Air Force reported that Russia had fired 9 Iskander-M ballistic missiles and 62 attack drones. And earlier this week, the United States and the European Union introduced new sanctions on Russian energy exports. Now, the American President Donald Trump said that Washington would like China to play a role in managing its relations with Russia, signaling a broader diplomatic push.
And stop killing Russians, because he's killing a lot of Russians. Again, I'd love China to help us out with Russia. We put very big sanctions on Russia. I think those sanctions are going to be, they're very biting, they're very strong. But I'd like to see China help us out. I have a good relationship with, as you know, President Xi, very good.
Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky held discussions with the British Prime Minister Keir Starmer in London and also attended a meeting of what is being described as a coalition of the willing, a group of over 2,000 European leaders pledging military support to Kiev. The Ukrainian president has called for more pressure on Russia to end the war. Now, during the press briefing, Volodymyr Zelensky in fact thanked allies for their new sanctions and urged them to boost Ukraine's long-range missile capabilities, saying that diplomacy only matters when it leads to real action.
Diplomacy matters only when it can lead to real decisions. And when it comes to Russia, that dish has many ingredients. The essential ones are real forms of pressure on Russia, sanctions, our long-range capabilities, political pressure, accountability for war crimes, and real actions regarding Russian assets.
Now, the meeting hosted by Prime Minister Keir Starmer aimed at finding ways to shield Ukraine's power grid from daily drone and missile attacks as winter approaches, enhance the supply of longer-range missiles, and also to coordinate efforts to further sanction Russia's economy.
First, we will act to take Russian oil and gas off the global market. Last week, the UK became the first country to sanction all of Russia's oil majors. On Wednesday, the US acted decisively to join us, together with further sanctions from the EU. And we're choking off funding for Russia's war machine.
Meanwhile, Kirill Dmitriev, Russia's top economic negotiator, has arrived in the United States for the talks. He stated that he will convey to his American colleagues that Ukraine was hindering the necessary dialogue.